As popular as Yellowstone is, these 6 Western TV shows do what that Paramount series does well, and then make it better. Taylor Sheridan's universe of TV shows is built on a concrete foundation called Yellowstone, and whether you love it or hate it, you can't deny its influence over pop culture. Seriously, ask anyone if they are interested in Yellowstone, and then wait and see if they think you mean the national park or the TV series. Yellowstone's success comes from its epic storytelling style combined with Sheridan's sharp writing and the gorgeous setting. It's an impressive package, but these westerns do it better. Outer Range, 2022 to 2024. Outer Range is a science fiction neo-western with some similarities to Yellowstone as long as you don't count the giant black hole to an alternate dimension. In the 2-season series, Josh Brolin stars as Royal Abbott, the owner of his family's ranch in Wyoming, which rivals are threatening to take over. The political posturing and existential fear of losing a place you've tied your identity to is central to both Outer Range and Yellowstone. However, in Outer Range, that fear is also married to the idea that your identity could not even be your own when Royal discovers a mysterious black hole in his fields. Out of the hole pops a strange young woman who calls herself Autumn, Imogen Poots, and she seems to have some knowledge about the strange doings transpiring. It's a thrilling mystery packed with fantastic performances, and while the sudden cancellation is frustrating, Outer Range is still worth checking out. 1923, 2022, 2025. 1923 is the 3rd series in the Yellowstone franchise, but it's the 2nd in the story, sitting between 1883 and Yellowstone. The show follows the Dutton family in, you guessed it, 1923. Leading the clan in the early 20th century is Cara Dutton, Helen Mirren, and Jacob Dutton, Harrison Ford, the older brother of James, Tim McGraw, of 1883. Just like in Yellowstone, the Duttons in the 1920s spend most of their time swatting away the greedy hands encroaching on their ranch. In this series, the forces working against them have their roots in Prohibition as well as the early stages of the Great Depression, which hit Montana particularly hard. This historical setting does wonders for the classic Sheridan story, and gives a bit of weight and righteousness to the Duttons' fight for their land. Yellowstone can be a grim series, to the point of being melodramatic, but in 1923, with the Great Depression looming, a little melodrama is warranted. Joe Piquette, 2021 to 2023. Just like Yellowstone, Joe Piquette is a neo-western TV show set in the modern era. It also takes place near a Yellowstone, in this case, Yellowstone National Park in Wyoming. It also features a game warden trying to protect land, but it's public land in this show, not private ranch land. The series follows the titular Joe Piquette, Michael Dorman, a game warden who moves his wife and his 2 daughters to the small, remote town of Saddle String, Wyoming to work at the famous national park. When the body of a poacher turns up in his backyard, Joe is dragged into a conspiracy far outside the bounds of his normal job. Like Yellowstone, Joe Piquette has a lot of darkness to its story. However, this 2-season Paramount Plus series also remembers to inject plenty of humor into the story as to keep things fresh and the wheels of the story greased. It's a tonal balance that makes it a bit more palatable than Yellowstone. Territory, 2024. Territory was primed to be the next Yellowstone had it not been unceremoniously cancelled after just 1 season. As it is, Territory stands as a show that had a lot of potential and wasn't allowed to capitalize on it. An Australian series, Territory, is set in the Northern Territory of Australia. Specifically, it's set on the world's largest cattle station, Marianne Station, which for generations has been owned by the Lawson family dynasty. The valuable cattle ranch is a prize for whoever owns it, which means everyone wants a piece: rustlers, rival families, mining magnates, and Australian Aboriginals. When patriarch Colin Lawson's, Robert Taylor, son Daniel, Jake Ryan, dies in a mysterious accident, claimants come from all over, including within the Lawson family, to make their case as heirs to Colin's throne. It's dirty, it's rollicking, it's shockingly attentive to the Aboriginal perspective, and it's just more colourful than Yellowstone ever was. 1883, 2021, 2022. 1883 is the origin story of everything we see in Yellowstone, taking place in the late 19th century, before there was anything called the Yellowstone Ranch. The series follows the first generation of the Dutton family to leave Tennessee just after the Civil War. It's led by Patriarch James DeLaird Dutton, a former captain in the Confederate Army. James and his family are on their way to Oregon when they join up with a wagon train led by Shea Brennan, Sam Elliott, an employee of the Pinkerton Agency with his own traumatic past. The Duttons and Shea decide they can help one another in the arduous journey west, avoiding Indians and bandits.